Texas Rangers baseball is presented by AT&T UVerse TV. Well, the Rangers go from one roof to another. This one down south after a great series up in Safeco Field in Seattle. The Rangers move indoors to Minute Maid Park, where they are opening the roof tonight. Unusual occurrence here. The Rangers in town to start a 4-game series with the Houston Astros. And welcome in, everyone, along with Tom Greaves, Steve Busby. Delighted you could join us for this Thursday night of Rangers baseball. Rangers coming off a 2 out of 3 series win in Seattle, and in large part due to the offensive resurgence, and that was led yesterday and will be tonight by Leonys Martin.
Leonys Martin has moved back into the leadoff spot. Over the last couple of weeks, he's 22 for 50, hitting at a 440 clip. He's seen his average go from the 240s to the 270s, and in the leadoff spot yesterday, he had a very good day. Early in the game, he grounds a ball into right field. That will go as an RBI single. A little bit later on in the ball game, he does more than that. He gets one up in the air to right field off a hanging curveball from Joe Beimel for a 2-run homer. 2 hits, knocked in 3. As the leadoff hitter, he's getting another shot at it tonight.
Well, Leonys Martin and the Rangers getting set to lock horns with the Houston Astros. Nick Teppich will be on the hill tonight. We will come back with more to Minute Maid Park right after this on Fox Sports Southwest. Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. The Ford Summer Spectacular Sales Event, now playing at a Ford dealer near you. By AT&T UVerse TV. Find out what's possible with AT&T. Call 1-800-PIC-ATT, mobilizing your world. And by Southwest Airlines. Find Southwest Airlines fares online only at southwest.com. Now, Rangers and the Astros getting set to begin a 4-game weekend series over this Labor Day weekend. Down here at Minute Maid Park, the roof is open. A glorious night in Houston. We'll be back with the starting lineups and the first pitch coming up right after this on Fox Sports Southwest. And Astros getting set to begin this 4-game weekend series. Rangers come in just 4-8 against their in-state rivals. They are 2-4 both here and at Globe Life Park with 7 games remaining in the year series. The 4 games here and then of course 3 games in Globe Life Park toward the end of September, the 22nd, 3rd, and 4th of the last month. And Ron Washington's club trying to win at least 6 of the 7 to retain the silver boot. And should the Astros capture it, it would be the first time since 2006 that the boot would reside down here in Houston. But Rangers with an opportunity, playing well after leaving Seattle with their first series win since way back in the first week of August. So they had a big offensive outburst yesterday, winning that ball game by a 12-4 count. Colby Lewis, a complete game and a lot of good things offensively for the Ranger Ball Club yesterday. Bo Porter's club, meanwhile, has lost 2 out of 3. The Astros losing to the A's yesterday, and it has been a hard time for the Astros as far as closing leads out. Bo Porter's club has had the lead late in ball games, 7th, 8th, and 9th innings, and not been able to salt them away as efficiently as they had in the past. So we'll see if the Rangers can't exploit that in this coming 4-game series. Rangers come in 5th. Back of the division leading Angels. Meanwhile, the Astros at 56 and 78. They are in 4th place, 24 games back. So 3 games separating the Rangers and the Astros as they begin this series. Rangers in the month of August, 9 and 15. They are 14 and 23 since the All-Star break, and that August number reflecting 3 more wins already in this month than they had the entire month of July. So things starting to improve ever so slightly for the Rangers, getting, as we mentioned, some of the offense back, starting to score runs a little more frequently than they've been able to in the past. Elvis Andrus and Leonis Martin right at the top of the order. The youth movement, certainly yesterday in Seattle, pointing that out. Rougned Odor and Tomas Taillys along with Leonis Martin. First trio of Rangers under 26 or under, I should say, with 3 or more RBI in the same game since way back in 2004. That was Blaylock, Teixeira, and Kevin Minch at Houston. So some remarkable storylines from yesterday. Rangers winning that ball game 12-4, the biggest output they'd had offensively since back on August the 5th against the White Sox. Take a look at the Southwest Airlines Texas Rangers lineup tonight. Leonis Martin, the center fielder, leads off a .440 average in his last 2 weeks. Elvis Andrus is following, plus Mike Carp at first base. Adrian Beltre bats cleanup. Jim Aducey in right field hitting 5th. JP Arancibia is the DH. Ruben Odor at second base batting 7th. Michael Choice in left field and batting 9th, the catcher, Robinson Chirinos.
Sonic scouting report for Colin McHugh. He has a losing record, but a very good ERA, 3.02 in 20 starts. In 5 August starts, he's been great, a 1.76 ERA. This will be his first appearance against the Rangers. He has been one of the under-the-radar really good pitchers in the American League so far this year. He's got the 5th best opponent's batting average, 216, and he struck out more than a batter per inning. He's been tough to hit, and he struck out a lot of hitters so far this year. Not many people probably know a lot about Colin McHugh.
Colin McHugh, a 27-year-old from the Chicago area. Lives now in the Atlanta area. McHugh came over in the offseason, a waiver claim from the Colorado Rockies to the Astros. Kind of a long shot to make the rotation, but he's done well. Take a look at the progressive defense for the Houston Astros tonight. Mark Krause and left Dexter Fowler back in the lineup in center field. Jake Marisnick is in right. John Singleton at first, Jose Altuve, Marwin Gonzalez up the middle, Matt Dominguez is the third, and Jason Castro is catching for Colin McHugh. Now ready to get things underway. This game number 131 for the year. The pitch is low and outside to Leonis Martin. I think that 133. Shorter than 2. Martin at 272 average after a great couple of games in Seattle. He looks at a strike here. 1-1 now.
Well, the game that I saw him pitch on TV, obviously we haven't seen him in person. He had about an average fastball, but a really good curveball. Good overhand curveball. Got a lot of his strikeouts with his curveball.
Fastball is fouled off the other way. Yeah, not an overly hard throw. An average Major League fastball, maybe a tick above. But that curveball, as you mentioned, Tom, that is a plus pitch for him. And when we were talking with Brent Strom, the Astros pitching coach, he said, you know, this guy's learning how to pitch with that big curveball, and he's also learning how to pitch in the upper part of the strike zone to maximize the effect that big downer curveball has. One and 2 to Leonis Martin. McHugh, a 6'2" right-hander, listed at 195 pounds. And he gets a fly ball to shallow center. Long run in for Fowler, and he can't get there. It is in for a base hit. Boy, Fowler just kept coming and coming and coming, and Marwin Gonzalez went out and peeled off the last second. And that ball just dropping out of the reach of Dexter Fowler for a leadoff single.
No, it looked like McHugh ran his fastball, maybe a little cut fastball in on the fist and jammed Martin. Off the bat, you just made the assumption that that was an out. I'm pretty sure that that's what Leonis did too. Made the assumption that he was going to be out. But that ball found that area. No man's land out in short right center field. Ended up as a base hit.
Well, the Rangers with a leadoff man aboard. Here is Elvis, and he takes strike 1.
That's one of those balls when you hit it. The only way you're going to get to second base is if you play it right out of the batter's box like you got a shot at getting a double. But most hitters, when you hit that ball, your first reaction is, I'm 0 for 1, that's an out. And you don't sprint out of the batter's box. You end up at first base.
Hard to get a good jump when you're still kicking yourself running down the line.
Yeah, when you're still upset that you popped up. But then you get to first base and you're overjoyed that you got a base hit, but you're thinking, man, I should have had a double on that ball.
Well, Leonis, of course, a very definite base stealing threat. 1-1 the count to Elvis Andrus. There goes the runner. Hit and run is on. Perfectly executed. Around second, motoring into third, Leonis Martin, and Elvis Andrus couldn't do it any better than that. That's as if it were drawn up on a chalkboard. First and third with nobody out.
Well, he made the right decision by trying to hit the ball to second base because Altuve was the one covering. See Altuve going over to cover second base, and there goes the ball into right field.
Oh, a bloop single, now a hit and run dribbler through the infield. Not hit sharply, but two runners on. Runners at the corners for Mike Carp. Carp 179. That's his overall average, just 135 in a Ranger uniform, with 12 RBI. He's got Leonis Martin down there at third, carrying the first run of the game. Double play ground ball. Astros will turn it over, and in to score is Leonis Martin. The double play grounder gets the first run of the game home. Rangers on top, 1-0.
Second time McHugh has run that fastball in on the fists of a Ranger left-hand hitter. The Astros were playing for two, perfectly willing to give up a run to get a double play. And Rangers will take a run there. It's just a slight cut fastball that he has run in both times to the lefty to jam him.
So base is empty now with two outs for Adrian Beltre. He takes the pitch just off the outer edge. 1 ball, no strikes. Adrian, third in the American League with a .327 average. 17 home runs, 67 driven in. And the left field, that's sinking in a hurry. It's down for a base hit. And Adrian Beltre continuing his hot hitting. He's now 4 out of 12 on this road trip.
Adrian came into the ball game third in the American League at a .326 clip. Victor Martinez is a point ahead of him, and Altuve leads 6 points ahead of Adrian.
Beltre now a 12-game hitting streak against these Houston Astros. Here's a doozy. He gets fisted on that first pitch and fights it off the other way foul.
Get in late in the season, you've got a lot of at-bats. Adrian's got 450 at-bats, and you're hitting in the 320s, 330s. It's hard to have your average jump up significantly unless you get hot and stay hot for a while. Adrian's had his go up 10 or 12 points in the last couple of weeks.
1-1 the count. Yeah, at the same time, your average doesn't tend to drop.
No, it stays
as precipitously too.
No. Takes a pretty long offer to get it down. Adrian's been 19 for 42, hitting over 440 in those 40-plus at bats. To see his average go up 13 or 14 points.
Jim Adducci, a 177 average. Takes that breaking ball on the outside corner. 1-2. Adduci, remember, last game in this ballpark, hit his first major league home run. And that kind of threw him into a tailspin. He went 0 for 26 after that. And he's gotten a couple of hits in his last 5 at-bats now to kind of turn that thing around. Left center field, Fowler on the move into the alley, makes the catch, and that will do it. The Rangers get 3 hits in the first inning. They put 2 of them together for a run, and after a half inning, Rangers 1, Astros coming up. To a fast start, 1-0 after half inning. The Astros coming to bat now against Nick Tepesch. And here's the Astros lineup that Tepesch will face tonight. Well, the Astros, Marwin Gonzalez, the shortstop, leads off. And it's the all-star second baseman, Jose Altuve. Chris Carter, the slugging DH, is third. Dexter Fowler bats cleanup. Jason Castro catches. Mark Krause in left field is next. Then it's John Singleton, the first baseman. Matt Dominguez hitting eighth, playing third. And Jake Marisnick, the right fielder, bats ninth.
Sonic scouting report for Nick Tepesch. 4-8 in 17 games. 16 of them have been starts. Had a not his best start in his last start against Kansas City. Gave up 6 runs. 7 total runs allowed in his previous 4 starts. He was on a really good roll. Had a little blip last time, trying to bounce back today. And he's been very good in this park. A 1.59 ERA against the Astros in 3 starts. He's pitched very well. Hopefully this will be just what Nick needs to get right back on track after those 4 really good starts. In those 4 starts, he was 1-1 with a 2.46 ERA.
1-0 pitch to Marwin Gonzalez is outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Marwin Gonzalez, the switch hitting middle infielder, playing shortstop. 264 the average. Half a dozen home runs and 20 RBI. Nick fires a strike. 2-1. Astros this year 30-38 here at home. They have, as we mentioned, had trouble keeping leads of late. And whether they're home or on the road, it hasn't mattered. They've been equal opportunity losers in late inning situations. Bo Porter's club trying to find an answer out there in the bullpen. It's part of the maturing process for our club. 3-2 now to Gonzalez. Well, Marwin Gonzalez leading things off for the Astros. He'll be followed by Jose Altuve. Nick Tepesch, the 25-year-old out of the University of Missouri. Payoff pitch is fouled out of play down the left side. And we will try it again. Nick back up on top of the hill, peering in for the signs. Gonzalez taking a little time getting back in there. Now another 3-2, and that's grounded foul on the first base side. Last time that Tepesch faced these Astros, back on the 14th of May, ended up having a no decision in that ball game. It worked 5 1/3. The drive into right center. In quickly is Jim Adducci to make the grab. That is out number 1. A little long at bat, but Tepesch prevailing there. Let's take a look at the Ranger defense, brought to you by Chicken Express. You saw Jim Adducci in right, Leonis Martinez in center, and Michael Choice in left. Mike Garfin first, Odor and Andrews up the middle, Beltre at third, and Robinson Chirinos catching for Nick Tepesch tonight. Ron Washington's club coming in at 28-40 on the road. They have won 3 of 4, and that's the first time they've been able to say that in a 4-game streak since way back in June. They did that 2 months ago, better than 2 months ago, since the Rangers were able to put 3 wins together in 4 games. Altuve at 332. The 0-1 pitch to him is chopped out to second. Odor on to first, 2 gone.
Well, Nick has pitched well in this park. He's pitched well in his 3 starts against the Astros. He's not really a strikeout pitcher, but against the Astros he has been. He struck out almost 14 per 9 innings. Short sample. It's only 3 starts. But he's had their number.
Yeah, this Astro team that pretty much up and down the order is known for striking out. They have a lot of guys like Chris Carter who have difficulty making consistent contact, but when they do, they are certainly dangerous. Carter would tell you that with 33 home runs, tied for second. It's a home run behind the lead of Nelson Cruz. 0-1 pitch to him. Just off the outer edge. A ball and a strike. Brian Gorman, by the way, calling balls and strikes. The team leaders with home runs. The Astros second to Baltimore, some 22 behind the Orioles. Good pitch by Tepish to tie up Chris Carter. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
No, it's not a bad game plan so far. The Rangers know he's hot. They have advanced scouts, so he kept the ball away, and then he ran a beautiful sinker down to him.
Coming back there, got him. Good movement on that fastball from Dick Tepish. And a 1-2-3 inning for Tepish, so he takes that 1-0 lead and preserves it. After 1, Rangers 1, Astros nothing. Mystery Ball Sale is presented by the Texas Rangers Wives, and it's going to be held on Friday, September the 12th. Proceeds benefit the Rangers Foundation and not for sale. For more information, visit texasrangers.com/foundation. Well, the Rangers come to bat here in the top of the second, leading 1-0. Rangers put 3 hits together for a run in the first. Now J.P. Arancibia, the DH, will start things off. It'll be Arancibia, Odor, and Choice, the first 3 to do the swinging against Colin McHugh. Arancibia, 174 average. The first pitch to him hangs high and tight for ball 1. JP just 1 for 7 on the road trip, and that one happened to be an RBI base hit. He has gotten in one of those streaks where most of his hits have come with runners in scoring position. A strike to the inside corner.
McHugh was an 18th round draft choice by the Mets. He was traded, that was 2008. He was traded to Colorado for Eric Young Jr. He's got good curveball. He's the only player to ever come out of Berry College in Georgia and play in the big leagues. He was a waiver claim, and when you looked at his performance at the major league level in 3 different stints, 2 with the Mets and 1 with Colorado, it wouldn't have merited the waiver claim and a lot of confidence that he was going to have this kind of season. Coming into this year in the big leagues, he was 0-8 with an 8.94 ERA. Opponents had hit .356 against him. He'd given up 11 home runs in 47 innings in his brief stints in the big leagues. So they've either had really good scouts or they got really lucky with this guy. I'm not sure which, but right from the time he first towed the rubber this year, he's been excellent. first start in Seattle, he pitched 6 1/3 and struck out 12, didn't walk a batter, didn't give up a run.
Top foul. It's still 2 balls, 2 strikes to Aaron Sibia. One thing the Astros encouraged McHugh to do was change from trying to be a sinker ball pitcher to an over-the-top curveball pitcher, which he already had, but throw a 4-seam fastball. He has a little bit of a cutter, but he'll throw that 4-seamer and keep it up a little bit so it starts in the same plane as that big overhand curveball, and they felt that would give him more deception. It certainly has panned out so far. There's that big hook, and gets Aaron Sibia to pull it foul.
He'd always been successful in the minor leagues. He had over 600 innings in the minor leagues and almost a strikeout per inning in the minor leagues. Hadn't translated to the big leagues, but maybe it was that change in type of fastball that he's thrown that's allowed him to do what he's doing this year, but it's been pretty impressive.
Another 2-2 pitch. And here's one slapped on the ground to the left side. Up with it is Gonzalez, and on across the diamond. Well, Aaron Sibia is out. 1 away. Rougned Odor will be next. And the turnaround, talking about Colin McHugh tonight. Last 5 starts, 2-0 with a 176 earned run average. About an even 4 strikeout to walk ratio. The first 7 games, the previous 7 games, 0-6 with a 466. So he's not only changing things, but he's settling in to get comfortable with that. And the home runs, as a result, have gone down markedly.
That's probably a pretty good sign because he got off to a great start. Then he struggled. And now he's come back a little bit. So he's made some adjustments, trying to finish strong.
1-0, the count to Odor. Coming off that game that saw his first major league grand slam yesterday. The youngest Ranger ever to have a grand slam. Almost a year younger than Roy Howell, who had been 21 years plus. Two and 0 the count to Rougned. Pulled on the ground to first. Singleton onto the bag. That was out number 2. A couple of ground balls, 2 quick outs here in the second. And Michael Choice will be next. Michael in his 3rd start since coming back to the ball club. He was called back up, met the club in Seattle. Michael 0 for 7 in the first 2 ball games. That when Shin-Soo Choo was put on the disabled list, Michael Choice got the call from Round Rock, and he will be seeing a lot of action now down the stretch these next 30 ball games. He had 267 in Round Rock in 43 games. Skied to left field, just got under it a little bit. And back there is Mark Krause to make the catch. And that will do it. So 2 ground balls and a fly ball. Rangers gone in order after 1.5. 1-0 Texas. Tweet your photo for a chance to have it shown on one of our upcoming broadcasts. And that's all thanks to the good folks at AT&T. Simply use hashtag Southwest Fan Photo, and your photo might be selected to be aired during the season on one of our Fox Sports Southwest games. We'll show you tonight's selection just a little bit later on. The big Ranger tee in evidence here at Minute Maid Park. Roof open, a great night here in Houston. Nick Tepish going to work in the bottom of the second inning. Dexter Fowler, a big swing and a miss. It is 0-1. Fowler back in off the disabled list about 14 games ago for the Astros. He was a big missing piece for Houston, the center fielder, and they've got him batting cleanup now. He originally was kind of penciled in at the top of the order, but he's hitting fourth and doing a very good job. 274 with 8 home runs and 28 RBI. Fowler, a switch hitter up there from the left side against the right-hander Nick Tepish. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Fowler is one of the few guys on the Astros that works a lot of walks. Allowed him to have a very good on-base percentage, 376.
Slow roller out to Ruben Odor. That is out number 1. Good pitch by Tepish. Got a breaking ball in on Fowler. 1 gone for Jason Castro. Castro coming into play tonight, really scuffling of late. He is 0 for 20. That batting average now down to 224 with a dozen home runs and 46 RBI. He has had pretty good success, as that 4 for 8 would tell you, against Nick Tepish. Hard to imagine a player the caliber of Castro, at least offensively, would have an 0 for 20, but it happens to almost everybody at one point or another.
Yeah, the Astros obviously picked him very high in the draft, college catcher, and are kind of counting on him to be part of their team when they get good. But his batting average is in the 220s. He struck out 128 times in less than 400 at bats. And he's having a hard time putting it together at the big league level.
As that note would tell you, the only catcher in franchise history with back-to-back 10 or more home run seasons, and the other was just to our left. That would be Alan Ashby.
What that tells you, Buzz, is that for a long time they haven't had much in the way of offensive catchers.
Yeah.
Not exactly setting the standards very high right there.
Hit hard, a fair ball down the first baseline. It carries off the sidewalk. Aducci gets to it quickly, and he's going to hold Castro to a long single.
That's a good break for the Rangers, the way it juts out right to the foul line. Balls right down the line tend to hit that area of the fence and carry them out toward right field rather than go into the corner where it's pretty much an automatic double. And Castro gets a pitch in and drills it, but it skips right straight back to Aducci in right field, and all he can get on it is a single. You see where the wall juts out right there and takes a carom right straight to Jim.
You know, we told you that Castro is in an 0 for 20, and one of the most dangerous places to go pitch selection wise for most guys that are in long offers is inside. Most of the time, hitters that have long offers are trying to pull everything. So if you stay away from them and let them try to pull it, they're going to have more success. But that wasn't a bad pitch inside.
Not really.
But Castro able to turn on it and hit it pretty hard. 1 on, 1 out. Here's Mark Krause. 0-1 the count. Krause playing left field, hitting at 202. And that pitch a little high. 1-1 now. Krause has hit safely in 7 of his last 9 ball games. In his last 4, he's put together some pretty good at bats. 4 for 11 with an RBI and a double. Castro at first, a modest lead. And Tepish dropping that breaking ball in, 1-2. Infield swung around a couple of steps to the right. They are a double play depth. For Mark Krause, Adrian Beltre 30 feet off the third base line. Tepish with a 1-2. Another breaking ball. That just hung high. Couldn't quite get down into the top of the strike zone. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jack in the Box pitch tracker showing you that borderline, and the border guard, the umpire, said nope. And that one high again. 3 balls and 2 strikes now. And Nick trying to pull those 2 breaking balls into the strike zone, left them both up. The count has gone full, and with 1 out, Krause trying to get aboard to join Castro. He'll be followed by John Singleton, the first baseman. Nick okays the sign, a check of first. Payoff pitch is hit high in the air, but well out of play on the third base side. He will come back and try it again. Torinos flashing the signs out. Tepish says, yep, we'll do that one. Last time these 2 teams got together, the Rangers had to win in the final game of the series to snap a 7-game losing streak that they had against Houston. The longest losing streak in this series between the 2. And ball 4 to Mark Krause, puts 2 aboard with 1 out for John Singleton. So the first base hit followed by the first walk, and 2 aboard now as Robinson Torinos goes out and talks to Nick Tepish, gives him a pat on the back. Singleton coming to the plate hitting 185. It has been a very strong 185.
That's a lot of at bats to be hitting 185, 254 at bats. They may have to show the same patience with Singleton that they showed with Carter, but based on the results they're getting with Carter right now, they probably will.
Yeah.
And they're pretty much locked into it because they gave him a long-term contract before he ever played a day in the big leagues.
First ball swinging, it's fouled straight back over our heads and out of play.
If he does come around offensively, he's shown that he has a decent eye at the plate. He's walked 40 times. Problem is he struck out 106 times in 74 games.
Most home runs by an Astros rookie first baseman since Jeff Bagwell.
We've seen him have a couple of pretty good games against the Rangers and show some great power.
High and tight, 1 ball and 1 strike. And Nick Tepish running through in his mind what he wants to do with John Singleton. Singleton 0 for his last 5 times to the plate, but as Tom told you, he will take a walk. He's walked 17 times in the last 17 ball games. That's low and inside, 2-1 now. Jason Castro, the runner at second. He is trailed by Mark Krause at first. Castro singled, Krause walked. 1 out in the bottom of the second. Rangers leading 1-0. It's outside, 3-1. So Nick Tepish working into a little bit of a jam here. And he's got 3-1 to Singleton with 2 aboard. Matt Dominguez, the third baseman, will follow in the batting order. Got to be careful here with a guy like Singleton. You let him look for a fastball in a hitter's count. You better make a good pitch to him. He did. It was good sinking type fastball. And it's 3-2. Singleton back in. Tepesh leaning in to take the sign from Robinson Chirinos. Payoff pitch coming. Hit to left field and hit pretty well. Joyce is back right in front and up against the Crawford box, the scoreboard in front of the Crawford boxes to make the catch. And everybody staying put. Singleton about as far as you can hit it and not have it be safely in there, but Joyce able to back up into the scoreboard to make the grab.
Yeah, that's one of those balls. You've got plenty of time to get all the way back to the scoreboard so that you're waiting for it to come straight down. Michael gets back, but not all the way. So he's, 4 or 5 feet from the scoreboard and then has to reach back wondering where the scoreboard is. If you go back like Martin did the other day, sprint back, you touch the wall, you know exactly where it is, then you don't have to have that little bit of a flinch near the wall because you're not exactly sure where the wall is. So no problem catching it, but it's good to get in the habit of getting back there as fast as you can and waiting for it to come down.
Matt Dominguez now with runners at first and second and 2 gone. Dominguez taking the first pitch. It was a breaking ball in for strike 1. Tepesh back to him. A little bit of a cut fastball, and it's 0-2. Dominguez just a .222 hitter as he faces Tepesh. And he, like Jason Castro, mired in a long offer. Castro broke his, but Dominguez now 0 for 16 as he faces Tepesh. 0-2 pitch down the right side, and that's going to slice and go foul. Still 0-2. Dominguez with 14 home runs and 51 RBI. Castro at second, Krause at first. Tepesh sets again the 0-2 pitch. Hitting. Tried to get that fastball in, and he got it in right at the elbow of Matt Dominguez. And the hit batter will load things up with 2 outs, and it'll bring Mike Maddox out of the Ranger dugout.
It looked like he had Dominguez set up pretty well for a nice cut fastball or slider away. He missed one by quite a good margin for the first strike. But you can't go wrong if you get the fastball in on someone's fist. He just got it a little too far in. Good idea, just didn't execute it the way he wanted to.
While we have a second here, we'd like to remind you can follow every Rangers game with MLB.com at bat on your favorite mobile phone or tablet. You get live look-ins, instant replay, scores, stats, audio, free MLB.tv game of the day, and a lot more. Download at the App Store or visit TexasRangers.com today. Well, here's Jake Maristic. Young right fielder in there now, batting 9th tonight. Last time the Rangers saw the Astros, he was playing center field in place of the injured Dexter Fowler. First pitch to him is low and outside for ball 1. Maristic 0 for his last 9 times to the plate. He was part of that 6-player deal from coming over from Miami at the trade deadline. Tepesh with a 1-0 pitch. Hit hard to left, but right at Michael Joyce, who makes the catch just about cap high. Oh, a hard out, but Rangers are out of the inning. Bases loaded with 2 outs, and they stay that way. On to the third, 1-0 Rangers. Show your support for the family of sports writer, the late Richard Durrett. Join us at Billy Bob's Texas on Monday, September the 8th for a special live concert and fundraising event. You'll enjoy great live music featuring Casey Donahue, Rhett Miller, and others in that great evening. Plus, you can bid on one-of-a-kind sports packages and memorabilia in a live and silent auction. Log on to BillyBobsTexas.com for your tickets. And for more information on the packages and memorabilia, log on to doitfordurrett.com, and all proceeds go to the Durrett Family Fund. A beautiful sunset here in Houston. A lot of great-looking pinks and oranges. Just a spectacular evening. Robinson Chirinos starting off for the Rangers. And Colin McHugh hits the outside corner for strike one. Chirinos batting ninth in the order tonight, hitting at .231 with 11 home runs and 33 driven in. Pretty good cutter right there from McHugh. It's 0-2.
You're talking about Astro catching over the years. First time that an Astro catcher had back-to-back. Was it the first time? 10 home runs? Second time they've had 10 home run seasons. Thomas Chirinos getting a chance to make the ball club, playing maybe about half the time. He's got 11 home runs this year.
Oh, 2 pitch. A ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, tonight for Robinson Chirinos, his 76th start of the year. So fewer than half of you for the entire season. It's been pretty impressive. He bangs this one to left field for a base hit. Going over to try and cut it off is Mark Krause. And Chirinos, after a big turn, hangs on with a leadoff single. Looks like Chirinos got that breaking ball that stayed up nicely for him. And he promptly smacked it into left for a leadoff base hit.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen McHugh's good curveball yet in this ball game. He's thrown a number of curveballs, but that's kind of been what they've done right there. Stayed up in the strike zone. You take pitchers with at least 110 innings pitched in the American League. He has the 4th most swings and misses at balls in the strike zone, which is usually a pretty good indication that you've got pretty good stuff. If you get a lot of swings and misses at pitches that are strikes, not like they're swinging at things that are out of the strike zone.
And Leonis Martin with his second hit of the night. A solid base hit to right. Down to second is Chirinos. The Rangers back-to-back hits to open up the 3rd inning. 2 aboard for Elvis Andrus.
Well, McHugh got the ball in a little bit on Leonis the first time up, and he blooped that little base hit into right center field. He tried to do the same thing with his fastball that time. Let's see how far he gets it in. Not bad. In upper inside part of the plate. That time Leonis got a little bit more of the bat on it. Still got jammed a little bit. But he's certainly not going to complain with 2 at-bats and 2 base hits. Stays hot. Came in the game 22 for 50. So he's just adding on to that. He's seen his average go from 249 up to 272 coming into the game.
Well, here's Elvis, and you would think that probably he'd be up there asked to bunt. Elvis had a base hit his first time on a hit and run.
The Astros definitely agree with you, Buzz. They would be wrong so far, though.
We both would be wrong, yes.
They might want to inch back a little bit.
Elvis, ground ball single to the right side. His first time up there. McHugh checking. Now the bunt down. It's a good one down the 3rd baseline. Tough play for Dominguez. The throw is wide, and everybody is safe. Well, just a little indecision. That was a perfect bunt by Elvis, but just a little decision in a bunt situation where he didn't try to bunt the first time. And I think they did take a step back like you were talking about.
Yeah, it kind of took the edge off the defensive play. They were in expecting it on one, and then they're wondering on the next one. You see Dominguez is not back, but he wasn't in far enough, let's put it that way, to make the play on a perfect bunt, and that was a great bunt. That bunt was a little bit toward the pitcher, and he could have come in, fielded it going toward first, maybe, but that ball bounced a little bit toward the line, and when he caught it, He had a long throw and no chance to get Elvis.
Well, the Rangers now 3 successive hits to open up this third. Here's Mike Carp. He takes that cutter on the inside corner for strike one.
I've seen the Rangers get a couple of base hits in the last couple of days on sacrifice bunts. In fact, Tomas Taylor's got his first major league hit with a bunt just about in the same spot.
Carp grounded into a double play, but that produced the first run for the Rangers. And he loops one to left center field. Krause coming on, tagging at third is Chirinos. He's coming down the line. The throw is up the line toward first. In to score is Chirinos. Everybody else advances 90 feet. On Carp's sacrifice fly, the Rangers take a 2-0 lead.
That didn't go very well for Krause on left field. He's not that deep when he fielded the ball. So he's got maybe an outside chance because it's a catcher running. But to have any chance, obviously, he's going to have to make a better throw than that. Do a high fly way off the mark. And as soon as this ball is launched way over the cutoff man's head, the other runners just keep on going themselves. So that's a really good sacrifice fly. It moved everybody.
They'll run across. Runners at second and third with one out for Adrian Beltre. He's trying to take that ball to the right side and a little tardy with the swing. 0-1. Beltre had a line drive base hit to left his first time up. The Rangers now 2 runs on 6 hits. They have scored in each inning that they put up 3 hits. 3 in the first with a run and then 3 in the third with a run. Beltre looking for more here. Here's that big hook, and it's 0-2. Astros playing the infield back with 1 out. Will give the Rangers a run if they can get Beltre to ground the ball to the shortstop or second baseman. You saw John Singleton, the first baseman, a good 35 feet off the first base bag. 0-2 is the count. 3 pitches, Beltre is gone. That is out number 2.
Well, that's one I would have bet against right there. Second and third, 1 out, that he'd be able to strike out Adrian. Adrian hasn't struck out in 50 plate appearances before that strikeout.
Yep, that's the first time in 50 plate appearances. That was the longest active streak in the major leagues, as a matter of fact. But it is gone now, and so is Beltre. So 2 outs here is Jim Adduci. Adduci, a fly ball to center back in the first inning. 1 ball, no strikes.
That's that high fastball you were talking about, Buzz, with a good curveball. Try to keep it up there instead of throwing a sinker, and paid off on that pitch.
Yeah, that's not to say he's going to throw every fastball up. That's not the point. But you know, if you see that big curveball, all of a sudden you see a ball that starts on the same plane, according to your eyes, and it's a fastball instead of a curveball, it's going to be tough to time it. 1-0 pitch coming from McHugh. Looks like the cutter that he throws almost looks like a slider sometimes. Takes a little off of it. A ball and a strike. Leonis Martin at third, Elvis Andrus at second. 2 outs here in the Ranger third inning. Foul back. That was the changeup that McHugh will throw sparingly. He's still working on that. But he got away with a high one there as Adduci fouled it back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. McHugh studying the signs from Jason Castro. Got him swinging. Cutter in. Adduci has gone back-to-back strikeouts for McHugh. And he works around extra trouble. Rangers do get a run on 3 hits, but strand 2 after 2.5, 2-0 Texas. Texas Rangers baseball on Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find Southwest Airlines fares online only at southwest.com. And by the all-new Mazda 3 with seamless connectivity. Twilight has descended upon Minute Maid Park, and folks out there across the street in the upper reaches of the building across the street getting a good view into Minute Maid Park. The roof open tonight, and very comfortable evening as Marwin Gonzalez leads off the bottom of the third with a single to left field. And before Jose Altuve comes up, let's take time for a Mazda game break with Dana Larson. Dana, thank you. Of course, Seattle the day off today after losing 2 out of 3 to the Rangers. So they and the Tigers in a dead heat. Altuve a drive to center field. Martin going back. Got a good break on it, able to run it down. And back to first base goes Gonzalez. Well, Altuve not wasting any time. You know, bullet to center, but Rangers had a player there. Now with one away, here comes Chris Carter.
You talk about Altuve, Buzz, not wasting any time. No batter in the major league sees fewer pitches than Altuve. So he's a free swinger, but at the same time, you know, as a free swinger, he's not going to walk very much. But he doesn't strike out very much either. Yep. He's one of the toughest guys in baseball to strike out. He'll go up there swinging and making contact. Second toughest to strike out in the big leagues. And no one sees fewer pitches. Probably not a good guy to groove one to on the first pitch.
No, not really. Chris Carter down swinging his first time up. Good breaking ball in there from Nick Tepesch. 1 ball and 1 strike. And our Ford leaderboard will show you home runs in the month of August. And major league leaders topped by Chris Carter. He's got a 4 home run lead over Giancarlo Stanton. And a bunch of guys at 7. But Chris Carter having a whale of a month. Matter of fact, going back to the 1st of July, he's the leader in home runs and runs driven in.
Yeah, he's at 20 home runs over that period of time. I think the next guy might have 12 or 14. So
right.
He's way ahead over that period of time.
Yeah. Lucas Duda of the Mets has 14. That's the closest.
That's pretty good for 2 months.
Sure is. By the dive of Elvis out of the left field, a base hit. Gonzalez stops at second. Carter waiting on the off-speed pitch, able to pull it through the hole. His first hit of the night. 2 aboard with 1 out for Dexter Fowler. Like that slider that just stayed up enough to allow Chris Carter to get some decent wood on it. No, the Astros with 3 hits tonight. Now 2 of them put together in this 3rd inning. 2 on, 1 out. Dexter Fowler, a ground ball to second, his first time to the plate. Fowler with 8 home runs, 28 RBI, and he takes a breaking ball that hangs outside for ball 1. Fowler missed 40 games while he was on the disabled list. He had a right intercostal strain. Rib cage bothering him when he was swinging the bat. He takes a strike here to even things up. Been a .290 hitter though since he came off the disabled list. This is 15th ball game since being activated from the DL on the 13th of August. The count is even at a ball and a strike. Marwin Gonzalez, the runner out there at second. He's trailed by Chris Carter over at first. And again, the back door. That's where Nick Tepesch brought that pitch in from. Nick trying to rebound. He had a high-stress 27-pitch second inning. Saw him leave the bases loaded. And right back in a bit of a problem here after a couple of hits. 2-2 now to Fowler. Chirinos flashing out the series of signs. In the dirt. A good job by Chirinos to block that pitch. It bounced well out in front of home plate. Chirinos able to keep Gonzalez at second by that block. But he runs the count full. And Fowler now in that hitter's count. He'll be followed by the catcher, Jason Castro. Nick, who breezed through the first inning. We mentioned ran into some problems, but was unscored upon in the second. Now working into some problems here. Ground ball up middle. Could be two. Should be two. Odor stepping on the bag, throwing to first. And the 4-3 double play gets Tepesch and the Rangers out of a jam in the third. No runs, 2 hits, 1 left. On to the fourth we go. 2-0 Texas. To take pitcher Martin Perez to school. Log on to MetroPCS, for your chance to win. That's Metro PCS. It's wireless for all. The Rangers leading 2-0 as they come to bat here in the top of the fourth inning. Will be Aaron Sebia, Odor, and Choice. First 3 to do the swinging against Colin McHugh. JP stepping in, having grounded to short his first time up. The Astros going to that overshift on the left side. 3 infielders with Altuve moving over to the shortstop side of second base as Aaron Sebia takes strike 1. JP now a 173 average. As McHugh back to the plate. McHugh has allowed 2 runs on 6 hits. Rangers have gotten 3 hits in each of their 2 run-scoring innings. Shot to right field. Maristic to his right, able to capture that. And He had to battle the lights, it looked like.
I think it went through the lights that are on the level of the scoreboard. It was a low line drive. It's not a huge belt of lights, but judging by the way he reacted to this ball, Buzz, I think it's exactly what happened. He's kind of glad that it didn't hit him. It went in his glove somehow. He saw it long enough to make the play.
Get his face out of the way.
Yeah.
You know, J.P. Arancibia hard out to right. He is 0 for 2, and now Rougned Odor moved around to first, his first time. And he lines one to right field, almost the same spot, and Marisnik playing that one a little bit off to the side, able to grab it. 2 gone. Next will be Michael Choice. Marisnik, a busy guy this inning. Michael Choice flied out to the track right in front of the Crawford boxes his first time. 0 for 1 and 0 for 8 since coming back into the lineup. Takes the pitch outside for ball 1. McHugh back to him. 2 balls and no strikes. Now the right-hander into the wind and the 2-0 pitch. Got that harder of the 2 breaking balls in for a strike. It's 2-1. Michael Choice sitting out of that slightly open stance. Here's the slower of the 2 breaking balls.
Yeah, when you see him back-to-back like that, an 84-mile-an-hour slider and then that slow curveball. This is a little bit sharper breaking curveball than he's thrown early in the game. That's a little bit better curveball. They get a lot of swings and misses at that.
It's fouled off to the right and into the upper deck. And it's still 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, that 12-6 kind of breaking curveball, you know, it's great for getting swings and misses. It's real hard if you get a team that is willing to take it, because it's hard to throw for a called strike all the time. That one hits him. Michael Choice getting that big curveball and took it off his left shoulder. You know, he is aboard with 2 outs. Robinson Chirinos now coming up. That's oops. Michael didn't flinch.
Yeah, as a hitter, you're behind in the count. Yeah, you're salvaging a bat. Pitcher's kind of got you in a count that he's happy with. He can throw you anything he wants. He's got a good breaking ball. That's one where you'll take one for the team. Be glad to get to first base most of the time. I would anyway. It's just a matter of time. He throws another one and strikes me out. So I'll take the hit by pitch.
Robinson Chirinos is swinging a miss. It's 0-1. Chirinos lined a single to left field his first time up. That was leading off the 3rd inning. He came around to score on Mike Karp's sacrifice fly. That's the 2nd Ranger run of the night. So Chirinos now the average up to 234 for the year. Had a pitch to work with that stayed up for him, and Robinson fouled it back. I think he's probably yelling, let me see it again. McHugh back up on top. New baseball in hand, peering in for the sign. Michael Choice. Fairly good lead at first. 0-2 pitch on the way. This is Robinson's 76th start behind the plate this year. He has gotten the vast majority of starts, and due primarily to the injury early of Giovanni Soto, and J.P. Arancibia struggles at the plate. 1-2 pitch. Line drive, scored by Altuve, moving to his left. Pretty good range by the little guy, and that will do it for the Rangers. No runs, no hits. The hit batter left stranded. We played 3.5. It's the Rangers 2 and the Astros nothing. To watch Chevy Hometown Kids every Saturday morning at 10 o'clock. It's on right here at Fox Sports Southwest, where it's not about the score, it's about the experience. The Rangers have a 2-0 lead. Nick Tepesch will take that back to the mound as he begins work in the bottom of the 4th inning. Jason Castro, Mark Krause, and John Singleton will be the first 3 Astros that Tepesch faces. Nick wiping the perspiration from his brow, and after a little stroll behind the mound, climbing back up on top to begin things here in the 4th inning. Rangers 2 runs on 6 hits. The Astros no runs on 3 hits. Neither ball club has committed an error tonight. Jason Castro had a base hit to right field. His first time up there. He slammed one right down the line that was hit so hard that carried out to Jim Adducci, and he was able to hold Castro to a very long single. No balls and a strike. Castro with that base hit snapped an 0 for 20 in which he'd been mired. Tepesch with the 0-1. Castro in a pretty good offensive downturn. Besides the 0 for 20, he's only driven in 14 runs since the 1st of July. So we're going on 2 months. And for a guy who hits in the middle of the Astro order, that is a big fall off. Astros expecting Castro to be one of the main run producers. Tepesch back with a 1-2 pitch. Just missed the outside corner, 2-2.
They're getting some pretty good movement on a lot of those pitches on the outside corner, but that's what's happening to them. They're on the outside corner, and then the movement takes them out of the strike zone. Last one, that number 4 pitch, definitely outside.
And that pitch high, ball 4. Tepesch, the leadoff walk to Castro, and he is aboard, and Nick visibly upset with himself after that pass.
He doesn't quite have the command that he'd like to have. He's pitching around it so far. A nice quick first inning. Had a pitch out of a bases loaded jam in the second. Had a couple of men on and got Fowler to tap into that double play. That was a big pitch for him to get out of the 3rd inning. Now he's walked the leadoff hitter and has to pitch around that here in the 4th inning.
Well, that's the second walk that Tepesh has allowed. He's also hit a batter. The first man that he walked is coming to the plate now, and Mark Krause. Krause a 2.02 average. Castro a modest lead at first. Tepesh first pitch low and inside for ball 1, and that's going to bring Robinson Chirinos trotting out to the mound. Nick didn't appear as though he really cared to have a conversation.
No, he was polite though.
Yeah.
Said, I'll let you out here, just don't stay too long.
That's what a catcher's got to do, though.
You knew not to wear out his welcome.
Yeah.
He stayed out there for about 5 seconds and ran back to the home plate as fast as he could.
Comes back with that tailing fastball that just nudges the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike.
When you were a pitcher and you were feeling that way, and the catcher held on to the ball, did that make you mad?
Yeah.
Were you like putting your glove up going, throw the ball back to me and let's go?
Walking down toward home plate. Good backdoor hook. 1-2.
A lot of times you'll see the catcher when the guy's struggling. He'll walk out after the pitch with a ball in his hand. You just see the pitcher's got his glove out in front of him, walking toward the catcher, and you know exactly what he's thinking. Just throw the ball back, big guy. I don't want to see it, and I don't want to hear it.
Sometimes there's no set verbiage that's going to get the point across that you need to have. You're wasting your breath.
I guess as a catcher, you kind of have to know your pitcher and just let him go when he's feeling that way.
1-2 pitch. Loop to the shortstop. Elvis out to make the catch, and a throw back behind Jason Castro, but he's able to scramble back. So Krause hits one off into the bat, and that is out number 1.
You know, one that's kind of like that as a hitter is after you've struck out and you're walking back to the dugout, you're not very happy, and the bat boy comes running out to get the bat.
Yeah.
And you want to say, you know, I won't say what you want to say, but basically you're saying, that's okay, kid. I'm going to carry this bat back myself. Because the worst feeling is you hand your bat to the bat boy. He sprints back to the dugout, and you're walking back to the dugout after striking out with nothing in your hands. It's kind of a weird feeling. I used to tell the bat boys, that the ones that were there a lot, said, look, I'm going to strike out a lot, so you're going to have a chance to come out and get that bat a lot. Just don't do it. Just let me walk back to the dugout. Because a couple of times I want to slam that bat. I want to have the satisfaction of slamming it into the bat rack. I want to make the bat pay for that strikeout.
That's right.
And I know you won't smash it for me. Now, that'd be pretty good. The bat boy comes and gets your bat and then smashes the bat himself for you. Never thought of that.
Singleton fouls it back. 1 ball, 1 strike.
If I let you have the bat, I want you to see how hard you can slam it into the bat rack. That way, if anyone hurts their hand, it'll be you. And
that's right. That'd be a great video, though. You come back after striking out, you hand the bat to the bat boy, and he breaks it over his knee.
And the bat boy does it.
Yeah, he breaks it right over his knee. That bat was no good anyway. Singleton waiting the 1-1 pitch. Towering foul ball. That's well out of play down the right side. It's 1-2. How about you strike out and you go walking back to the dugout, and the guy on deck says, what did he have? How do I know what he had? If I'd seen it, I would have.
Well, whatever it was, I couldn't hit it. Good luck. Yeah, I didn't really like that either.
I wouldn't think so.
That was an 88-mile-an-hour fastball right down the middle, and I swung and missed at it.
Double play, Hopper out to Odor to second. They'll not get the return first. Just hit too slowly. And Singleton, we've talked about this last couple of times that he's faced the Rangers. Gets down that line pretty well.
Yeah, for a big guy. Looked like Rubnett had a little trouble getting rid of the ball. He fielded it and then kind of turned deliberately to make the throw and didn't really get it out of his glove. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know if he got quite a good grip on it. Might not have been able to get a double play anyway. He's kind of fumbling with it to get a good grip on it.
Yep, you're right.
But they got one anyway.
No, 2 away now with Singleton at first. Here's Matt Dominguez, who was hit by a pitch his first time up there. And Tepesch, that's the pitch that Tepesch was trying to throw to him when he hit him. He was trying to get that fastball in on the inside corner and let it move in. Get that swing and a miss with a foul tip. But he got it in right between the elbow and the rib.
You play with any hitters that were notorious for smashing their bat in the bat rack after they struck out?
Oh, Lupinella.
Lupinella? Oh, yeah.
Lou would just go crazy. He'd go ballistic. And it didn't take a strikeout. He hit a hard line drive at somebody.
Lou was playing in Elmira back in 1965. And Elmira was in the Eastern League, and Pittsfield had a team in the Eastern League, so we used to go out and watch them play. And Earl Weaver was his manager, so we'd stand right behind third base and listen to Earl Weaver scream. And then when Lou would go out to left field, we'd get all over him, and man, he would get mad. You could tell that he was very easily excitable back then.
That didn't change. Matter of fact, Lou is in the Astros nose today. 71-year-old today. Wow. He's got a birthday. Matter of fact, the man at the plate right now, Matt Dominguez, is not 71, but he's 25. They share the same birthday. 0-1 the count to him. Down the right field line, it is slicing. Long run for a deucey, and he gets to the railing just about the time the ball plops into the second row.
The best guy I ever played with for smashing helmets was Larry Bittner. Larry played for the Rangers and then went with all of us down to winter ball one year in Maracaibo, and he smashed, I don't know, 3 or 4 helmets after a couple of weeks of the season. And the owner sent word down to the bat boy, and poor little bat boy had to go up to Larry in the game and say, Mr. Rincon said if you break any more helmets, you're going to have to start paying for them. I won't even begin to tell you what Larry Bittner said to that poor little bat boy. But little bat boy spoke Spanish anyway, so it probably didn't understand what he said.
If you could read his facial expression, I'm sure he understood.
He had a pretty good idea what his answer was.
There's a base hit to right by Dominguez. Singleton stops at second after a turn, and ball coming in behind him to Elvis Andrews, but Singleton back to the bag. So Dominguez has a birthday base hit. Single to right, 2 on with 2 out for Jake Marisnick.
Another opportunity for Nick to pitch out of a jam, which I'm sure he's not trying to create. Now he's going to have to do it. There's a slider. We saw Dominguez in his last at bat miss a good slider down and away by quite a bit. But that slider was up. Your birthday wish. That slider was up, and he stayed with it nicely. Didn't try to pull it. Went with the pitch and hit it into right field.
Well, the Astros now with 4 base hits tonight. Tepesch has been able to keep them off the scoreboard as far as runs are concerned. And the first pitch to Marisnick is fouled back and out of play. It's 0-1. Marisnick hit the ball right on the nose his first time up, and a line drive at Michael Choice in left field for the final out of the second inning. That time he was up there, Marisnick was up there with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Now he's facing Tepesch with first and second and 2 outs. Singleton at second, Dominguez at first. Tepesch sets and checks the runners. 1-1.
You know who else could throw a pretty good temper tantrum? Paul O'Neill.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He is one of the best.
Yeah, I remember seeing some of his. Matter of fact, he'd carry it over to the outfield.
Yeah. He'd
still be mad when he went out to warm between innings.
Yeah, you'd see sometimes the pitch would be coming, and he'd be out there in his batting stance trying to try pitches, thinking about his last at bat. That was one of my favorite games in Yankee Stadium when it was his last game. It was his last game. It's going to be his last game, I think, when it was postseason or regular season that I was watching when the Yankee fans gave him that standing ovation. They were all going, Paul O'Neill, Paul O'Neill. I'm going to tip this out to the fans.
Marisnick back in. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Tepesh to the plate. Just off the outside corner. Pretty good fastball. And that evens things up now at 2-2. Marisnick with a home run and 6 runs driven in this year. And he skies one to right field, not very deep down the line. Long run for Adduci and Odor. In foul territory, Adduci makes the catch, hangs on, and tumbles over Rougned Odor.
Yeah, Jim hit his head when he came down. It looked like he was going to be okay as far as the collision goes, but then when he hit on his back, it looked like his head smashed onto the warning track. That was a little scary.
And Kevin Harmon and Ron Washington jogging out there to check on the welfare of Jim Adduci. What a play by Adduci to be able to not only make the catch, but to hang on. Oh, yeah.
You see that football game where, yeah, you have to risk a concussion. Rougned anticipates the collision and does anything he can do to get out of the way, so to avoid maybe a head-on-head collision. But they're smiling, so I guess he's okay.
And Jim's smiling too.
Yeah.
That's good to see. Well, that'll do it for the Astros, and we'll go to the 5th inning. Still 2-0 Texas. On what is going on with the Rangers. They have a 4-game series this weekend down here in Houston tonight, tomorrow night, Saturday night, and Sunday afternoon. Tomorrow night, Scott Baker and Brett Oberholzer will be the principals in that ball game. Then on Labor Day, the Rangers head up to Kansas City, to the K in Kansas City, to take on the Royals Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday before coming back to Globe Life Park in Arlington. Top of the order for the Rangers here in the 5th inning. Leonis Martin, who is 2 for 2, and during the break between innings, Jim Adduci getting a lot of checking on by Kevin Harmon. Jamie Reed was there too. Martin grounds out. First time he has been retired tonight. He's now 2 for 3, and 1 away for Elvis Andrus.
What was that?
I think that was a bat that he threw back there.
Looks like I went all the way to the backstop. Don't see that very often.
Rougned Odor assuring everybody he was okay, and checking on him when he got back into the dugout also. Here's Elvis. He has a pair of singles. Had a hit and run single in the first, had a bunt single in the 3rd inning, trying to sacrifice with runners at first and second. He made such a good bunt, he was able to beat it out at first. Elvis now at 269 for the year with the average. Rangers with 6 hits tonight, leading at 2-0. McHugh to the plate. That big slow curveball. It is 0-2. Now the next pitch. Out of play to the right. McHugh this evening has hit a man. He has not walked anyone. Given up the 6 base hits, but they've all been singles. Another 0-2 pitch. Was just able to check his swing on that cutter. A ball and 2 strikes. Elvis now with the 2 singles tonight has 17 of his last 19 hits have been singles. He's in one of those streaks again where he's not really driving the ball to the alleys the way we've seen him. But the averages remain relatively high, or at least steady. McHugh with the 2-2. Got him swinging.
Big fastball. Got a sneaky fastball. It's 90 to 92 miles an hour, but it gets you anticipating or in the back of your mind thinking breaking ball. You can sneak that right by you.
Well, folks, Fox Sports Southwest Carter Blood Care Save 1,000 blood drive ends tomorrow, and we need your help. Please consider giving blood tomorrow at Texas Rangers Baseball Hall of Fame at Globe Life Park from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Just 1 pint of blood donated can save up to 3 lives, and please come out and help Carter Blood Care save 1,000. Mike Carp, the hitter, 0 for 1 officially. He grounded into a double play, and he's also had a sacrifice fly. Both Ranger runs tonight have come while he's been at bat. The sac fly, obviously, and the double play in the first produced the first run. So Mike now 4 RBIs as a Ranger. That's 13 for the year. 0-2 pitch to him. And a ball and 2 strikes. McHugh into the wind. The right-hander deals. Couldn't get Carp to offer it that breaking ball that was down and in. That evens the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mike Carp coming over on the waiver claim from the Red Sox. Also had spent the first part of his major league career with the Seattle Mariners. Pitch inside. The count is full, so Carp trying to get aboard with 2 outs. Adrian Beltre, the Ranger third sacker, is waiting in the on-deck circle. Colin McHugh reading the signs. And now the payoff pitch. We'll try it again. Again, a 3-2 delivery. Hit hard, but on 1 hop, right at Jose Altuve. That'll do it. Rangers down in order for the first time since the 2nd inning. We're halfway through the ball game. It's the Rangers 2 and the Astros 0 on Fox Sports Southwest. September is full of all kinds of exciting giveaways. On Saturday, September the 6th, the Rangers celebrate Star Wars Night. The first 15,000 fans will get an R2-D2 beanie hat, courtesy of Chicken Express. Get your tickets at TexasRangers.com, or as always, if you prefer, call 972-RANGERS. Daniel Robertson has come into the ballgame to take over for Jim Adduci. So apparently Jim not able to continue after that collision that he had, taking the final out, catching the final out of the bottom of the fourth. So we'll give you any information we'll receive up here about Adduci's condition. It didn't look as though he were in any kind of serious trouble physically, but we'll see. You never know what the concussion protocol might have turned up. Might have been just precautionary.
Yeah, I think a lot of times you really can't tell if someone's got a concussion or not, but boy, the way he hit the back of his head, that's not soft. That he hit that on the warning track. Seems like precaution would be the way to go on that one.
Second pitch outside to Marwin Gonzalez. Top of the order here for the Astros in the fifth inning. Gonzalez 1 for 2. Singled his last time up after lining to right, leading off the first inning. Tepish, the 2-0 pitch. He gets a called strike, 2-1.
Don't usually talk much football buzz during our games, but this has Ranger implications, so I'm going to mention it.
Okay.
You remember when the Rangers first started going to the playoffs back in the 90s, one of the key guys in their pitching staff was Kenny Hill.
Yep.
Kenny's son is now the quarterback at Texas A&M. And he got his first start of the season today at South Carolina and went 44 for 60 for 511 yards and broke Johnny Manziel's single game passing record in his first start.
Wow.
A great start for Kenny. Congratulations to him. And Kenny Sr., who I'm sure was right there on the sideline watching it.
Kenny Sr. can tell Junior how to ice his arm downs after all that work.
I guess so. That's a lot of passes.
Yeah, it is. Two balls and 2 strikes, the count to Marwin Gonzalez.
It'll be Kenny football there instead of Johnny football.
Yep.
Without the drama.
Gonzalez giving Nick Tepish all that he wants here in the fifth inning. Nick has had to work. He's had to work overtime tonight to keep this a scoreless game as far as the Astros are concerned.
It's going to work out well for Jerry Jones, too, because evidently he's second guessing whether he should have drafted Johnny Manziel. Now he can wait a couple of years and get Kenny Hill. It'll be better than Johnny Manziel, and they'll be happy. I don't think Jerry's looking for our scouting advice, but
well, you never know.
Kind of partial to ex-Rangers.
Michael Choice back into his right, handles that Gonzalez drive, out number 1. Let's take a look at tonight's Coors Light Cold Hard Fact, brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. Jose Altuve coming to the plate. A .331 average, leads the major leagues this season. He's the last second baseman to lead the major leagues in hitting was, guess who? Julio Franco.
Wow.
Back in 1991 at .341. And that's still a Ranger team record, that .341 average.
That was a hard .341 too, boy. That wasn't one where you say, man, he was lucky to hit .341. Look at all the infield hits and look at all the bloopers. That's one where you say .341 could have been even better if some of those line drives fell in.
Yeah. He hit the ball as consistently hard as anybody going the other way.
Yeah, he did.
Man, he could really smoke the
See
ball.
that center fielder catch those line drives in the gap like it was a left-handed pull hitter shooting him out there.
Yep. 1 ball and 1 strike to Altuve. Nick Tepish retired the leadoff man in an inning after 3 consecutive innings where the Astros had their first one aboard. And Altuve with a 1-out single here in the fifth is aboard. Jose Altuve aboard with 1 out. Chris Carter coming up. Let's take time for a Mazda game break with Dana Larson. Dana? All right, Dana, thank you. The Royals, the last two nights and days, have come back in the 8th and 9th innings to win both those ball games. And our DirecTV standings tonight. The American League Central showing you Kansas City with that 2-game lead currently over Detroit. Detroit winning today, so they cut that half game off. Cleveland 6.5 back. The White Sox and the Twins following in order. 1-0 pitch. Chris Carter takes it a bit low. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Carter pulled a single through the hole on the left side his last time up. He was 1 for 2. Batting average at .231. Carter leading in home runs since July 1st. Also leading in RBIs and slugging percentage. So he is putting together a trio of great numbers. Takes that pitch low and away. 3 balls, no strikes. In a 2-0 game, Ron Washington knows that no sure thing that Carter will be taking here. Roman Mendez loosening in that Ranger bullpen. On the outside corner, a quality strike on 3-0 from Nick Tepesch.
Baseball is a funny game, Buzz. The other day, David Price gave up 9 straight hits to the Yankees. Just got bombed. Tigers needed a win today, and Kyle Lobstein gave up 1 earned run in 6 innings. The Yankees lost to the Tigers.
Breaking ball is low. Ball 4. There are 2 aboard. With 1 out, and Dexter Fowler is coming up. And Ron Washington is coming out of the Ranger dugout. Looking toward the bullpen as he makes his way out to the mound. And
you know, they haven't scored, but it's been a struggle after the first inning. Nick had a nice first inning, 1, 2, 3, but boy, it's been a lot of base runners, a lot of pressure-packed pitches over the next 3 1/3.
Well, the big thing here is Ron Washington is trying to give the club as good a chance to win as possible, and he figures that with Nick, the hard work that he's put in already tonight, that is enough. So Tepesch is gone, and Roman Mendez will come out of the bullpen to take over here in the 5th. He inherits 2 runners aboard with 1 out. Rangers leading 2-0. We'll take a timeout. We're back to Minute Maid Park right after this on Fox Sports Southwest. The best savings in Globe Life Park. The package includes 4 game tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 Coke soft drinks, 2 Kids Zones wristbands, and 1 souvenir program. They're available for $68 in the upper reserve seating or just $112 in the lower reserve seating. Get yours at TexasRangers.com/specials, or you can call 972-RANGERS.
Roman Mendez has been pitching excellent baseball for the Rangers. He's got a tough little spot right here. Middle of the order, a couple of men on, and a 2-run ball game. trying to keep the game at 2 and keep those runs off the board for Nick Tepesch.
Dexter Fowler steps in 0 for 2 tonight. And the first pitch is down and away for ball 1.
Buzz, we ought to mention we got a little bit of an update on Jim Adduci. John Blake just came in and told us he's gone for further observation. That's all.
Okay.
All that they're going to say right now, but we'll let you know as soon as Jim gets back from that observation.
Off the end of the bat, a little roller out toward short, cut off by Beltre. The throw, not in time. Fowler can get down that line, and I guess Adrian committed to going after it. He kind of cut in front of Elvis, and I'm not sure either one of them had a shot at getting the speedy Dexter Fowler.
No, it's a play where you've got a fast runner, hit it right off the end of the bat. He gets out of the box pretty quickly. Adrian makes a beautiful play, but Fowler's able to beat it out. I'm not sure, Buzz, which one would have had an easier play.
Yeah, that was going to be tough for either one. I agree with you. Well, it goes as an infield single, and it loads the bases with 1 away, and Jason Castro is coming up. Saw Ron Washington going out to the top step in anticipation of maybe challenging that call, but Joey Probinski, the Ranger video man, took a look at it and called down to Tim Bogar, the bench coach, said no sense doing that. So bases full with 1 out here in the 5th inning. Castro has singled and walked, facing Roman Mendez. The first pitch outside looked like the splitter for ball 1. Well, here's one of those situations where Castro, and we talked about his difficulties producing runs. This is where the Astros really need for this guy to come through. Mendez trying to get that ground ball double play at somebody. Ball 2 is low and away. With runners in scoring position this year, Jason Castro really struggled. Just 198. He's got Altuve at third, Chris Carter out at second base, and Dexter Fowler at first. 2 hits and a walk in the inning have loaded them for the Astros. 2-0 pitch coming. Belted to right field. That is going to be a grand slam. Jason Castro clears him off with his 13th home run of the year. It is 4-2 Houston.
Well, one thing for sure, Castro had not been swinging the bat coming into this game like he's swinging it tonight. He has a walk, a hard hit ball right down the right field line that went for a single. Mendez is trying to throw that ball down and away. Instead, he throws it down and in. And Castro golfs it way out of here. Has gone the second it hit the bat. That's what can happen when you miss your target all the way from one side of the plate to the other. Throw that down and away, sinking, and maybe you get a ground ball for a double play. Throw it down and in, and ended up a grand slam.
Well, Jason Castro turns this game around with the grand salami. It's 4-2 Houston, and Roman Mendez now dealing to Mark Krause. Fires strike 1. Well, Castro with his 13th home run. He is now driven in an even 50. Mendez back to the plate. 0-2 the count. That closes the book on Nick Tepesch for the night. Nick, 4 1/3 innings, 5 hits. Charged with 2 runs. They were both earned. He had 3 walks and 1 strikeout. One ball, 2 strikes to Krause. Krause has walked and popped to short. Roman Mendez back to the plate with the 1-2 pitch. Like Mendez visibly upset about that grand slam. I don't blame him a bit. But you can't go out now and just try to throw the ball harder and harder. You need to make a pitch here and get the second out of the inning. Tapper right back to him. And Mendez will get out number 2 at first base. So Krause retired. Now John Singleton will come up. Showed you a graphic earlier about the Astros being second in the American League in team home runs. That grand slam by Castro, their 148th of the year. Trailing only Baltimore in the home run race. Jason Castro with the grand slam here in the 5th inning. Singleton, fly ball to left, the fielder's choice grounder. It's that split-fingered pitch wide of the mark. 1-0. Jason Castro, by the way, his second career grand slam. His first was a year ago, July. Singleton takes that pitch on the inside corner. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Now, since the All-Star break, the Astros, the 4th most runs scored in the American League since the Midsummer Classic. Detroit and Minnesota leading the way. Houston down there in 4th place, but that pretty interesting about the turnaround for the Astros. You'll remember early in the year, really struggling. They're still struggling batting average wise. They're last in the American League at 239, but Bo Porter's club now finding ways to score runs with the few base hits. There's a strike to Singleton that evens the count at 2-2. Mendez okays the sign as Ron Washington adjusts his glasses. The 2-2 pitch. Got him swinging. Mendez gets a strikeout to end the inning, but a couple of hitters too late. Jason Castro, the grand slam. The Astros get 4 on 3 hits. We'll go to the 6th. 4-2 Astros. It's time now for the Sonic Slam Inning, brought to you by Sonic. Tonight's jackpot is worth $100 and dinner for 2 at Sonic Drive-In. Tonight, the Rangers are hitting for Judy Pratchell. Judy, I apologize if I'm not pronouncing that correctly, from Weatherford. And if a Ranger hits a grand slam during the inning, Judy's going to win $25,000. You can register at any participating Sonic restaurant. Well, Colin McHugh now protecting a 2-run lead as he heads back to the mound for the 6th inning. Adrian Beltre Daniel Robertson, and J.P. Arancibia, the first three that he will face. Big breaking ball drops in for strike one. Adrian, a single and a strikeout tonight. 1 for 2. And that batting average at .327. Change up that floated in there.
Good one, too.
Yeah.
He's got good stuff. He's got a great assortment of pitches. Got a solid fastball, which he'll cut occasionally. A slider. Really good curveball. It's a pretty nice changeup he just threw.
0-2 pitch. Got him swinging. There's that cutter.
Wow.
Well, Beltre strikes out for the second time against McHugh. One gone. And Daniel Robertson coming up for the first time.
No walks, 4 strikeouts. And again, we ought to mention again that he is 5th in the league with a .216 opponent's batting average. So the way he's throwing tonight is certainly not a fluke. He's been doing it most of the season. He had that one bad stretch we talked about, but he's bounced back in his last 5 starts. He's also 8th in the league coming into the game with 9.5 strikeouts per 9 innings. So he's a strikeout pitcher who's tough to hit. 6 and 9 doesn't really reflect how he's pitched all season long.
This is the first time that the Rangers have seen McHugh. In your opinion, I mean, everybody has a different idea on it. The advantage, pitcher or hitter, in the first few times
I don't think
up?
to me, there's no doubt that the pitcher has the advantage. Now, he hasn't seen the hitters, but I think it's a bigger task for a hitter to hit a pitcher for the first time. Especially a guy like him. I mean, he's got good stuff. He's a strikeout pitcher. And if he makes his pitches, even if he doesn't know the hitter, he's probably going to do okay.
You know, Daniel Robertson able to solve him, at least on that particular bat. Gets a base hit to center. So Daniel Robertson, no matter where he gets put into the lineup or when during a ball game, he's always coming up there seemingly getting on base.
I think that's something that definitely weighs in his favor as you look toward next year. Is not only has he done well when he started against left-handed pitching, but he's shown that he can come off the bench. That's not a pinch hit right there because he was already in the game, but that was his first at bat coming off the bench. And pinch hitting, he's 4 for 7. Knocked in a couple of key runs pinch hitting. So I think he's showing Ron Washington quite a bit every chance he gets.
Well, here's J.P. Arancibia. He takes that big breaking ball in for strike one. Arancibia has grounded to short and lined to right. And again, the Astros, even with a runner on first, go into that overshift where they have Altuve and Gonzalez and Dominguez on the left side of the infield. Huge hole on the right side. If JP would care to shoot one that way with Robertson at first. In the dirt, and he gets away from Castro far enough to allow Robertson to sneak into second base. So the wild pitch. And Daniel Robertson now in scoring position with one away.
Daniel gets a good jump too. It's one thing that Ron Washington loves to see. That ball goes in the dirt, take off and get a good jump. And Castro gets on that ball quickly, comes up firing. If Daniel doesn't get a good jump, and that's a good throw, he's out.
1 ball and 1 strike to Arancibia. Now 1-2.
I think the other thing that makes a guy like this hard to hit the first time you see him, it's not just one pitch that you have to look out for to keep from striking out. It's not like a 98-mile-an-hour fastball or a really good curveball or a really good splitter. He's got an assortment of pitches, so he can get you in a lot of different ways.
2-2. Yeah, and it looks like he has that kind of curveball too, where even if you were looking for it, it's going to be tough to get a solid contact on it.
Yeah.
I mean, unless he makes a mistake.
Yeah, I don't want to make him sound like Cy Young or Roger Clemens rolled into one, but you have to give the kid credit for the season that he's having so far and where he ranks, the pitches he's made. Probably might have had strike 3 right there.
Yeah. That runs the count full now to Arancibia. So JP trying to get aboard. He represents a tying run here in the 6th inning. He'll be followed by Rougned Odor in our Chevy pitch tracker, showing that last pitch, pretty close. Doesn't look like it where Castro caught the ball.
No, it doesn't.
But our pitch tracker telling you when it went by the first corner of the plate, it was pretty close. Payoff pitch. Chopper to third. And Dominguez straightens up, throws across the diamond. Aaron Sebia is retired. 2 gone for Odor. Batting at second, Daniel Robertson. Brugnet, a ground ball to first and a fly ball to right. 0 for 2 tonight. Take a look at our AT&T Uverse Rewind. We'll go back to yesterday in Seattle. To right field, the first grand slam of the career of Brugnet Odor, the youngest Ranger ever to hit a grand slam. And the youngest hitter in the major leagues to hit a grand slam. Going back to, who was that? Had that one on the tip of my tongue and missed it. 2003, it was Jose Reyes. He was the last youngster to hit a grand salami. And safe at first base.
How about that RBI single?
As Brugnet and the pitcher Colin McHugh went back to back right down the first baseline, and McHugh not able to either touch Odor or touch first before Brugnet did.
I want to hear someone say, "Oh, I've seen that before." I don't know if he's out or not, but we're going to find out.
Yeah. Bo Porter going to come out and have a little chat with first base umpire David Rackley, and that chat didn't last long. The challenge was immediately put forth.
That was a tough one for the umpire. You've got 3 guys converging on the base all at the same time. Pretty tough to tell. That'll go down as a pretty incredible RBI single if it stands.
I guess the question would be, I don't know how Odor could have gotten to the bag with considering where McHugh was to touch it.
Yeah, McHugh beat him, didn't he?
Yeah. And he screamed him out.
Yeah, he did.
What ended up happening. So I think that call is going to get overturned, and unfortunately, because the Rangers would have had a run, as Daniel Robertson scored all the way from second on that play. Heads up base running by Daniel Robertson, but this will not take long, and the signal is given by the crew chief, Brian Gorman, that the call has been overturned, and Odor is indeed out at first place, at first base. Well, that'll do it for the Rangers in the 6th. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 left. On to the bottom of the 6th we go. 4-2 Astros. Sports Southwest is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. The Ford Summer Spectacular Sales Event, now playing at a Ford dealer near you. A beautiful overhead shot of downtown Houston. Beautiful evening. The roof is open here at Minute Maid. Astros plucked the lead from the Rangers in that fifth inning. Grand slam by Jason Castro, and Roman Mendez now will go back to work in the bottom of the sixth. Astros leading 4-2. Matt Dominguez will lead things off. Mendez came on to relieve Nick Tepesch with 2 on and 1 out in the fifth. Gave up an infield single in the grand slam, and Dominguez going after the first pitch fouls it off. It is 0-1. Dominguez 1 for 1 tonight. Been hit by a pitch and had a base hit to right. So both Astros that came into this game, Dominguez and Jason Castro, with long offers, have broken them up. Pitch up and into it. Dominguez entered the game 0 for 16, and Castro entered the game 0 for 20. A ball and a strike. Mendez back to the plate. Now 1-2. Dominguez has had some success against the Rangers in the past. Remember, he had a 2-home run game against Yu Darvish last year. This year, not nearly as much, though. Or I should say last year, not nearly as much as overall. He hit just 206. Did a lot of damage, though, against Darvish. He's gone on strikes here. That is the second straight strikeout for Roman Mendez. 1 away in the sixth. Jake Marisnick will come up.
That's the pitch he was trying to make the Castro. The fastball down and away. The one he made to Castro came across the plate and was down and in. That's the one he hit the grand slam on. But that's a pretty good location with a mid-90s fastball. Dominguez didn't have much of a chance on that one.
Here's Marisnick, who is lined to left field and hit the foul fly that Jim Adduci made a great running catch on, and was the one he fell over the sliding Rougned Odor and had to leave the ball game right afterwards. In case you missed that, again, Tom had told you that Adduci had been sent for observation, and we will give you any further word that we receive from the Ranger clubhouse. Next pitch is popped up. Mike Carp over at the railing, and that ball back just out of his reach in the third row. That moves the count to 0-2. Mike Carp makes some new fans over there, new friends over there. And we'll take you back to that injury in the fourth inning. This with 2 on and 2 out, and Adduci and Odor get there at the same time, and Odor did all he could to get out of the way, but it was just too late. Adduci charging headlong over there and fell over Odor. You could see the snap of the head back when he hit the ground. He was up, Jim, to his credit, was up and walking off under his own power and kidding with Kevin Harmon and Ron Washington, but going to make sure everything is okay. 2-2, the count to Marisnick. And I think it's really good that baseball and all professional sports now are paying such close attention to the potential for concussions, considering how much more we know now of the long-term effects and the short-term effects, for that matter, of concussions. Mendez with the 2-2 pitch. And that grazed his either hand or jersey, one of the two. Nothing too obvious, but Marisnick certainly saw it, and so did his home plate umpire, Brian Gorman.
He got the jersey.
Yep. Well, Marisnik hit by the pitch. He is aboard for the first time tonight. 1 out, 1 on. Back to the top of the order for Marwin Gonzalez. Gonzalez a single in 3 trips tonight. Average at 265. Switch hitting shortstop. Hits in this ball game even at 7. And Marisnik, who has very good speed, being kept close by Mendez. Gonzalez base hit back in the 3rd inning. Other than that, he has flied out a couple of times. Outside with ball 1. Much more dangerous as a left-handed hitter than against right-handed pitchers for Gonzalez. All 6 of his home runs and 19 of his 20 RBI have come as a left-handed hitter. A pitch outside. It's 2-0. Mendez struggling a little bit more tonight than we have seen him in the recent outings. The man just not quite as sharp. As Marisnik at first, 1 out, bottom of the 6th inning. Ball 3.
And it looks like he's fighting himself a little bit right now. He's thrown 27 pitches, 14 balls, 13 strikes. Probably, as you said, Buzz still a little bit upset with the ball that he threw that Castro hit out of the ballpark for the grand slam. Struggling to have the normal command that he usually has.
3-0 to Marwin Gonzalez. Gonzalez, the leadoff man on the order, to be followed by Jose Altuve as Mendez sets and throws one right down the middle. 3-1 now. Mendez, the 24-year-old. Hard throwing right-hander, good breaking ball, good hard breaking ball, and a very good split-fingered pitch. And he misses outside, ball 4. Oh, a hit batter, now a walk. 2 aboard with 1 out, and Altuve coming up. But before that happens, Mike Maddox on his way to the mound. Victorino's out there to talk to Mendez before Mike Maddox arrives. Try to settle him down and refocus the efforts or throwing the pitches you want to execute. Ryan Gorman out there to try and speed things along. Well, we've seen a proliferation of visits to the mound, taking information out there time and time again for everybody, not just the Rangers.
Had a few more words of wisdom to impart right there than normal, so hopefully this will be a ground ball double play.
John Edwards, right-hander, loosening in the Ranger bullpen. 1 out, 2 men aboard. Marisnik at second, Gonzalez at first. Altuve has singled in 3 trips. A single in the 5th inning. Started a streak of 4 consecutive hitters for the Astros that reached base. The last of those 4, Castro cleaning them off. He trotted around with a grand slam. Going outside for ball 1. Altuve at 332 as he faces Roman Mendez. Altuve now with 181 hit, or 182 hits, excuse me. That is the most in baseball. Altuve, if you were to stretch it out over the last 30 games, on pace for about 217 or 18 hits this year. Takes that breaking ball that finds the mark. 1-1. Altuve now a 6-game hitting streak after that 5th inning single. 2 on, 1 out here as he faces Mendez. Should be a double play right at the bag. Elvis turns it over. And that will do it. A 6-3 double play, and the Astros are gone in the 6th. No runs, no hits, 1 left. On to the 7th we go. 4-2 Houston. Summary will show you the Rangers with Leonis Martin and Elvis Andrus right at the top of the order, combining to go 4 for 6 with a run scored between them. Meanwhile, Jason Castro has done the damage, and he's done all of it in that 5th inning. His 2nd career grand slam, this one coming off Roman Mendez. And that has changed the score of the ball game. It's now 4-2 Houston. As we head to the 7th, the Rangers coming to bat with Michael Choice, Robinson Chirinos, and Leonis Martin. Hits, as you saw, were even at 7. Colin McHugh working into the 7th inning here tonight. He has been very impressive. Got off to a little bit of a rocky start, but he has settled down very nicely the last few innings. Michael Choice 0 for 1, was hit by a pitch his last time up. Takes that first fastball knee high for strike 1. McHugh into the wind. 1 ball and 1 strike. Michael Choice coming over, of course, from Oakland in the offseason. That trade that sent Craig Gentry out west. Chopper foul, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the Rangers have to feel like they got the better part of the future in that trade. Whether Michael Choice is able to progress to where they think he should or not is still open for debate. He'll get the opportunity, though.
Well, Craig is the guy that has a great deal of value to a pennant contending team for sure, because of the other things he brings, all the things he brings to the party. Ability to steal a base, his defense, ability to play if you need him to play on a regular basis. He can do that for you as well. As it's turned out, that kind of a role really wouldn't have made a whole lot of difference on the Ranger team this year, so you are in better position getting a player and hoping that it works out well in the future.
And watching Michael Choice, you look at his skill set, and certainly that's at times eye-popping, as a matter of fact. But certainly a good power base and the potential to hit for a fairly high average, good speed, working on his outfield capabilities. Got him swinging. Big breaking ball from McHugh. He gets his 5th strikeout.
He throws that curveball after a fastball, after a slider. It's almost like a changeup. You can tell by the way Michael swings at this pitch, kind of at the top of where it's curving, and the ball is slower than he thought it was going to be, and it broke down well below where he was swinging. 5 strikeouts tonight for McHugh.
Now he will face Robinson Chirinos, who is 1 for 2 tonight. Chirinos singled and scored in the 3rd inning. He pounds this one to left field. Krause is going back. It's over his head. One off the wall and in to the bullpen. Apparently the garage door out there not shut very well, so it jammed in there. And Chirinos.
Keep on going.
Yeah, just in case.
Where'd that ball go? It just disappeared.
It went. I think it went behind the padding.
Oh.
There's padding out there, and just there behind the sign, between the sign and the fence.
Wherever it went, it's not supposed to go there.
No, it's not. Case of the disappearing ball.
Tough one with a fast. Oh, there it goes, right behind it. Tough runner, a fast runner on first. Tie game late in the game. That would have been a tough one.
And Krause doing what outfielders are supposed to do, right? Throw the hands up and not playable.
Can't find the ball.
Ron Washington out there to talk to crew chief Brian Gorman, just to make sure that that's part of the ground rules that were covered. It's one of the peculiarities of the ballpark here, whether it be this ballpark or any. The ground rules talked over before the ball game by the umpires and each team. Cover situations just like that. Well, Leonis Martin now will come up for the 4th time. And McHugh drops that big hook in for strike 1.
Leonis thought that was really low, and that's kind of one like we saw earlier where the catcher caught it low, but chances are when it went by the plate it was high enough because it's pretty much breaking straight down. Good game for Robinson, a double, a single, and the only out he's made was a line shot that Altuve speared. He's hit the ball hard 3 times tonight.
0-1 pitch is lifted out of play down the left side. And the count moves to 0-2. Leonis Martin 2 for 3, a pair of singles. Scored in the 1st inning. Martin now has gotten on base safely either by a hit or a walk in his last 15 starts. I think that 14, sorry. Have to wait for tomorrow night for 15. One and 2. Chirinos getting the lead from second as McHugh studies the signs. And now Leonis tired of waiting, so he backs out. Now we're set for the 1-2 pitch. Yeah, to right center field. Marisnik got a good jump on it. Into the alley to make the grab. Back to second goes Chirinos. 2 away for Elvis Andrus. Well, Leonis 2 for 4 as he heads back to the Ranger dugout. Andrus, a pair of singles tonight. Hit and run single in the 1st, a bunt single in a sacrifice situation in the 3rd. Trying to get Chirinos home from second. Elvis a strikeout the last time that he faced Colin McHugh. 0-1.
98 pitches for McHugh. Could be his last inning.
The Astros do have some work out there in the bullpen as we get Chirinos at second. 0-1 pitch. Nothing in 2, even though that hung up a little bit. Josh Fields, by the way, throwing in the Astros bullpen. Even though that breaking ball hangs from time to time, still the change of speed is pretty significant.
It's almost like a changeup.
McHugh is ready. A check of Chirinos at second. Pulled that fastball out of the strike zone. And that was pitch number 100 of the evening. A ball and 2 strikes to Elvis Andrus. In case you're wondering, McHugh has had a high this year of 114 pitches in a major league outing. That pitch just a little bit low to Elvis. 2-2.
Tough one to take right there.
We've got 70, a little bit over 70% strikes tonight from Colin McHugh. Is that one of those ones where you've seen the breaking ball so much you get kind of locked up on the when he throws a fastball?
Yeah, that's what it looked like. It's borderline pitch, but it could have been a strike. Elvis got the call on that one.
Big hook, and McHugh with 6 strikeouts sends the Rangers down in the 7th. No runs, a hit, 1 man left. It's stretch time at Minute Maid Park in Houston. The Astros 4 and the Rangers 2. On Wednesday, September the 10th. It's a 7:05 game, and it's also the second to last chance to enjoy Noah and Ryan Beef Dollar Hot Dog Night at Globe Life Park. Noah and Ryan Beef hot dogs are just $1 each. Don't wait. Get your tickets at TexasRangers.com, or you can call 972-RANGERS. Well, the fans standing enjoying the 7th inning stretch at Minute Maid Park. Ranger fans and Astros fans alike. And as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning, a new pitcher on the hill for the Rangers. Third pitcher employed tonight by Ron Washington. It's the tall right-hander Phil Klein.
Oh, Phil doing a nice job. Gave up a run, I think, in his last outing. But he's had some good outings. He's pitched 9 innings in his 8 games. Struck out 10 in those 9 innings. Opponents are only hitting 152 against him.
Yeah, last time out against Kansas City, Klein gave up a run on a hit in an inning and a third. So on here to face Chris Carter, Dexter Fowler, and Jason Castro. Astros leading 4-2 in Klein's first pitch. A check swing and the appeal down to first. David Rackley, the first base umpire, said no swing for Chris Carter. Carter is singled and walked. Also struck out, so he is 1 for 2 officially. 1 ball, 1 strike. Klein coming back to the plate. Misses inside. Bill Klein at 6'7", about 230 pounds out there on the hill. Took something off and got that pitch in a very good location. 2-2. Klein, a native of Columbus, Ohio. Came out of Youngstown State University. 2-2 pitch. Got him swinging. Oh, Carter strikes out for the second time tonight. That's how the bottom of the 7th begins for the Astros. Dexter Fowler will be next. And before Fowler steps in, let's take time for a Mazda game break. Once again, here's Dana Larson. All right, Dana, thank you. Well, by Alex Gordon gets a walk-off the other night. Yeah. Tonight he ties it up. Rangers will see the Royals beginning on Monday night for 3 in Kansas City. 0-1 pitch to Fowler. Dexter Fowler 1 for 3 this evening. He had an infield single in the 5th inning. Other than that, has grounded out a couple of times. Fowler with an average at 274. 8 home runs, 28 RBI. Missed about a third of the season so far. That side strain. Ahead of the count here, 2-1. Bill Klein with the next pitch. That evens the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Klein, a 30th round selection by the Rangers in the 2011 draft. He turned 25 back in April. Trying to find his niche is in the middle, maybe a short relief man. Not short in stature, obviously. A pitch outside. The count is now 3-2 to Fowler. Fowler hitting 4th in the order. Jason Castro, the difference in this ball game, waits to be next. Payoff pitch from Klein to left field. Way up in the air. Michael Choice able to take plenty of time to come in and make the grab. 2 gone. Fowler skies out. Now Castro. Castro 2 for 2 tonight. A single and that grand slam home run. Also a walk. So he's been aboard 3 times this evening. Batting average has gone to 228. The home run total to 13. The RBI total 50. Klein's first pitch to him. strike one. And let's take a look at our Jimmy John's freaky fast delivery of the game. And Roman Mendez found it was freaky fast off the bat of Jason Castro, his second career grand slam. And from going with a lead of 2-0, the Rangers found themselves trailing 4-2 after that one quick swing of the bat by Jason Castro. Jimmy John's freaky fast delivery of the ball game. A ball and a strike. Got in on him just enough.
Definitely got in there.
Daniel Robertson puts it away, and Phil Klein has a 1-2-3 seventh inning, a couple of fly balls and a strikeout. We're going to the 8th. Rangers down by a pair to the Astros. Tomorrow night, again, now Friday night, normally on TXA 21, not tomorrow night. We'll be with you here on Fox Sports Southwest. Saturday, we'll be on TXA 21, but tomorrow night, Adrian Beltre and Jose Altuve leading their teams against each other in that Friday night battle. Beltre third in the American League, Altuve leading the American League, with those averages coming into play here tonight. So tomorrow night at 7 o'clock on Fox Sports Southwest. And as we go to the 8th inning here this evening, Colin McHugh is finished for the night, and the Rangers will shed no tears over that. Josh Fields is on to take over.
Yeah, pretty solid outing for Colin McHugh. First time we've seen him, and he had some good numbers coming in, and he was impressive tonight. Josh Fields comes in for his 51st ball game. He's got a high ERA, but we've seen him at times throw the ball exceptionally well. Mid-90s fastball, and strikeouts to innings is pretty impressive. Strikeouts to walks also pretty good. 66 strikeouts in 50 innings.
Now Fields facing Mike Carp to lead off the 8th inning. Carp takes strike one.
When you look at Fields' numbers, pitched 50 innings. He's only given up 2 home runs. He's only walked 17. 66 strikeouts in 50 innings. It's hard to figure out how the ERA got to 4.83. All the rest of the numbers are good. They must have had a couple of really bad outings where they bunched together some hits and got some runs against them. Overall, the numbers look pretty good.
Carp shooting one foul down the line and left, and we'll come back and try it with an 0-2 count. Fields last time out a couple of days ago against Oakland worked a shutout inning. Relievers having a devil of a time overall for the year. Relievers a 4.93 ERA. The starters 4.04. So the starting pitching for Houston has been reasonably good, especially of late. They've been doing very, very well. The bullpen has really struggled. Got a lot of folks in and out, and lack of production has really hurt the bullpen. Lack of consistency, I guess, is the big thing. 1-2 to Carp. Laid off that high fastball, and that evens the count. This is Josh Field's 10th career appearance against the Rangers. Giving up 3 earned runs in his previous 8 innings against Texas. Right-hander sets the 2-2 pitch. To left field. That sends Krause back at the wall and makes the catch. Right in front of the manual scoreboard out there. Clark taking a shot at that short porch and came up on the front step. One gone for Adrian Beltre. Beltre will step in 1 for 3 tonight. Excuse me. He singled in the first inning. Last 2 times up against Colin McHugh, he struck out. He takes a breaking ball from Fields for strike 1. Over the years, Beltre 3 for 5 against Josh Fields. He had 3 singles, all of them line drive base hits. One ball and 1 strike. Fields out of the University of Georgia. Georgia Bulldog from Athens, Georgia. Astros got him in a Rule 5 selection back in the offseason after the 2012 year. 1-1 pitch. Remember Fields last year in 41 games for the Astros. Had a 497 earned run average, 1-3 mark. Ahead of Adrian Beltre here. A ball and 2 strikes. Check swing. Did he go? No, he did not. David Rackett got in first, said nope.
With the home plate umpire wasn't going to call it. So he asked the first base umpire anyway. Adrian got to him ahead of time, it looked like. That's the first base umpire. Okay, I will.
Sure.
That'd be something if first base umpire called it a strike and home plate umpire said to Adrian, you shouldn't ask me. I wasn't going to call it a strike.
That ball is hammered to center field. Going back is Fowler, and now he puts the brakes on. And the ball kind of died out there in dead center.
Well, 2 decently hit balls, 2 line drives by Carp and Beltre. All in part of the field to hit you fly balls, though, here.
Yeah, sure is. Well, Daniel Robertson coming up. Let's take a look at the AT&T fan photo selection for tonight. And this is from Gary. Good shot out there at the ballpark. And Gary, thank you very much. For all of you that would like to tweet your photo for a chance to have it shown on one of our upcoming telecasts, is hashtag Southwest Fan Photo. Our thanks to the folks at AT&T for making this kind of participation possible. Thank you. Daniel Robertson singled his first time up there. That was in the 6th inning. Came on for the injured Jim Adducey in the 5th. And Daniel, after that base hit, now approaching the 300 level. He's just a couple of clicks shy as he faces Josh Fields in this 8th inning at bat. 1 ball and 1 strike. And Sean Tollison, right-hander up in the Ranger bullpen. And Andy Hawkins getting loose also, just in case.
They're in trouble if Hawk has to come in. Either that or the Astros are in trouble.
That's right.
The other.
Yeah, Hawk would say the Astros are in trouble. Yep. Robertson waiting. Field sets the 1-1 pitch. 1-2. Robertson has one previous at bat against Fields and struck out. Rangers have out-hit the Astros tonight 8-7. Had one swing of Jason Castro's bat. The grand slam turned things around for Houston. Fields okays the sign, and the 1-2. The count evens. Robertson taking plenty of time before he gets back in the batter's box. Fields taking plenty of time before he hooks in for the sign. Three and two. Now Robertson trying to get aboard here with 2 outs in the Ranger 8th inning. J.P. Arancibia, the Ranger DH, will be next. Both Robertson and Fields employing the stall tactic.
Yeah, neither one of them wants to get in there.
Payoff pitch. That ball is hammered to left field. Krause is going back at the wall and makes the hit. 10 feet to the left, and that's up in the Crawford boxes for Daniel Robertson. As it is, it's a long fly out. A 3-up, 3-down inning. Rangers gone in the 8th after 7.5. 4-2, Houston. The Astros coming to bat in the bottom of the 8th inning, leading 4-2. And Ron Washington again has gone to the bullpen. He comes out this time with Sean Tomlinson, the 26-year-old right-hander.
A very nice season for Sean to go along with those numbers. 53rd game that he'll be in. He's got a ZRA below 3. Been tough to hit all season long. Opponents are only hitting .210 against Sean.
Mark Krause will lead things off for the Astros. He takes a knee-high strike. It is 0-1. Krause has popped out, grounded out, and walked tonight. 0 for 2 officially. That batting mark right at 200. Thomason, that familiar high set, the 0-1 pitch. Krause with half a dozen home runs. He's driven in 21. A couple of different stints this year with the Astros. Lines one to left. Moving to his right, Michael Choice. He hauls that in for out number one. Krause going the other way with authority. But, Michael Choice there. Now John Singleton, the first baseman. John Tollison, of course, the Allen, Texas native, and Baylor Baylor Bear, great. Facing John Singleton. Singleton tonight 0 for 3. Fly ball, ground ball, and strikeout. And ball one is a bit low. Singleton a dozen home runs. Also driven in 41. This is first foray into the major leagues. Takes that pitch low and inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Tom Told the Astros trying to kind of get a step ahead, I guess, of Singleton's career. They signed him to that 5-year contract with 3 club options on the end of it before he'd ever set foot in the big leagues.
Well, that's one of those contracts. If he turns into a good big leaguer, they've made a great deal.
Yeah.
If he doesn't, they're going to be burdened with a contract that's not the kind of contract that's totally unmanageable. It won't be fun to pay it if he doesn't pan out, but not like they're giving him a ton of money. I think they think the risk is pretty good. Their scouts like him. They made a trade for him. He's played well in the minor leagues. They feel like he's going to be a solid big leaguer, and they can lock him up for a long time for very reasonable dollars. It's probably a pretty sensible thing to do.
Pop foul behind home plate. That's out of play, and the count evens at 2-2. Yeah, and he's been rated the best first base prospect in all of the minor leagues this year, and that's saying something.
Yeah, and from Grimes' standpoint, you know, you may be able to look at that contract, and if you've got a lot of confidence in your ability, it may look like maybe you've sold yourself a little short, but at the same time, it's tough to turn down millions of dollars before you've played one day in the big leagues.
Yep. Ground ball wide of the bag at first in foul territory. The count stays even at 2-2. Singleton taking his time getting back in the batter's box. John Tollison waiting on top of the hill as Singleton adjusts both batting gloves a couple of times. He is ready, and so is Tollison. Another 2-2 pitch. This one's going to stay in play. Boy, it's way up there, too. Chirinos and Karp. It's Robinson Chirinos right in front of Mike Karp to make the catch. 2 gone. Good thing the roof was open. That might have had a chance to hit the roof. It had been close.
That was up there, boy. Those catchers make those look so easy, too.
Yeah, Robinson has been really, I've been impressed about how he goes after foul balls.
He just goes there and confidently puts his glove up. It goes right in the middle of the glove every time.
So now Matt Dominguez will step in. Dominguez 1 for 2 tonight. Also been hit by a pitch. And he takes that first Tollison fastball for strike 1. .224 the average for Dominguez. 1 for 5 in the matchups against Tollison. And he's going to be 1 for 6. Elvis on to Karp. Astros gone in 1-2-3 fashion. We have finished 8 at Minute Maid Park. It's the Astros 4 and the Rangers 2 on Fox Sports Southwest. And it has been a trouble spot for the Houston Astros. And Bo Porter in the ninth now has turned to the veteran left-hander Tony Sipp. See if he can get this game closed out. Astros leading 4-2. And Tony Sipp on for his 47th appearance of the year.
Yeah, pretty good numbers for Sipp. Good strikeout to innings, 49 strikeouts, 41 innings. It just seems nowadays almost every reliever that comes in strikes out a batter per inning. But opponents against Sipp are only hitting 155.
And the last time Tony Sipp was on the mound was here on Monday night against Oakland. He did not retire a hitter. He gave up 4 walks, and all 4 of them scored in that ball game. And in last night's game, as a matter of fact, Chad Qualls, who has been the closer, the de facto closer for the Astros, came on and blew his 4th save of the year. Astros went down to defeat 5-4 at the hands of the A's in last night's game. So tonight, Bo Porter has said, Tony Sipp, you're up. And he will face J.P. Arancibia, Rougned Odor, and Michael Choice as the first 3 here in the 9th inning. Arancibia 0 for 3 tonight. He has grounded out twice, lined to right field. And he pops the first pitch straight up in the air. Coming back is Castro right at the screen and makes the catch. He had about an extra 2 feet with which to work, and that ball just staying in. And Arancibia on 1 pitch fouls out. Now Rougned Odor will come up. Odor has faced Sipp a couple of times. He is 0 for 2, but he has a walk also. We've told you about Rougned, of course, the power against left-handed pitching. Takes a strike here. Odor with half his home runs against left-handers. Sipp with the 0-1 pitch. Drops in the breaking ball. 0-2. Ron Washington. Not much a skipper can do right about now.
Nope. Hope that Tony Sipp walks 4 guys, maybe.
Yeah. In the dirt, and Odor able to lay off that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Odor will be followed by a couple more right-handers. So if Rougned can get aboard, he would have Michael Choice and Robinson Chirinos, right-handed hitters, to face the left-hander Sipp. 1-2 pitch to Odor. Now 2-2. Outfield and infield playing Rougned Odor just about straight away. Center fielder Dexter Fowler maybe a couple of steps toward left center. Now with the 2-2, Sipp coming to the plate. Hard hit, but pulled foul. We'll try it again. Tony Sipp, the veteran who Ranger fans will remember from his days in Cleveland. A lot of time coming out of that pen. Facing Rougned Odor here. Odor this year batting .232 against left-handed pitching. Overall, Rougned at .246. High and tight, 3-2. Sipp, we mentioned last time out, had all kinds of control issues. Working to Odor, has a 3-2 count. After Rougned, Michael Choice is the next Ranger hitter. Bo Porter, as you saw, kind of on pins and needles over that Astro dugout. Now the payoff pitch. Pop foul. That will reach the seats. We will try it again. The evaluation process continues. All the Ranger coaches very intently watching what happens in each and every at bat for the Rangers. Odor out momentarily, adjusting all the equipment. I think that's become a rule in baseball.
Mike Hargrove rule?
Yep, you have to do that. Zip is ready. Another 3-2 is in the offing. Pulled foul down the first base side.
He's turning on those inside fastballs.
Zip studying the signs from Castro. Back to Odor comes Zip. Another foul off. The road dead making Zip work.
Sure is. Probably going to be pretty hard to walk right here, too. Well, try one. He's thrown everything around the zone. Let's one right down the middle of the zone and see what happens.
Yeah.
He's fouled everything else off. Time to give him something to hit.
The next pitch. Breaking ball, called strike 3.
That's not fair.
Well, it was down the middle, but it started right at his head.
That's right. Well, about 5 straight fastballs, and he broke off a breaking ball and got him looking.
Texas Rangers baseball on Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by a reminder from Budweiser. Good times are waiting. Designate a driver. Well, the Rangers now down to their last out, and Michael Choice will try and keep things going, or get something going, I should say, here in the 9th inning. Michael Choice 0 for 2. He is up there wailing away at the first pitch from Tony Sipp. It is 0-1. Choice has flied to deep left, struck out. He's also been hit by a pitch. So 0 for 2 tonight and 0 for 9 officially since rejoining the ball club. The 0-1. Zip turning something over and taking a lot off. 0-2. Small but noisy crowd at Minute Maid Park. They get behind their Astros, and the two managers, Bo Porter and Ron Washington, taking everything in from their seats. 0-2 pitch coming to Michael Choice. Down to first base, and that will do it as Tony Sipp. So 1-2-3 9th inning. The Rangers go down to defeat at the hands of Jason Castro and the Houston Astros 4-2. Castro with the grand slam. The difference in this ball game, Astros scoring only in that 5th inning.